I truly believe that those closest to the problem are the closest to the solution. And as a foster, and I think of the very first time that someone asked me, hey, what happened? What could we have done better? That is life-changing.
The voice and expertise of fosters is needed in the child welfare space because fosters are the individuals who are perhaps most impacted by the child welfare system. They're the ones who have the least power in the system, and they're the ones for whom oftentimes the impacts extend for decades beyond their actual initial involvement in the child welfare system.
We're finally at a very pivotal point where we have a voice. People are listening, legislation is listening, laws are being changed, opportunities are being given to fosters, and so right now is I think, a very pertinent time that we use our voice, we speak out, and we start to make those very necessary changes and also overcome the stigma. I think in regards to being a foster or an adopt alum, it seems like it's a secret to a lot of people, or it's a shame piece. And I think right now, fosters and adopt have a voice, so they're able to start overcoming that stigma.
Sharing my story has pushed me in ways that I never would have thought I needed, but nonetheless, it has changed my life, and I know it has the opportunity to change many others. In order to make changes, we gotta get really uncomfortable. So we're gonna have to step out of our comfort zones and tell our stories, hear other people's stories in order to get things done.
There's this saying in our work, there's nothing about us without us. And so I've read some fancy books and I've gone to some fancy schools, but I am not a foster, and I don't know what it is like to be a foster. If it's just me or if it's other people who have worked with youth in foster care, who have worked with the system, we're only looking at it from one angle. And the most important angle are the youth and individuals and families who are impacted the most by this. And so if we're not taking that into account, we are missing a great deal of what we're trying to accomplish.
Now that we have created these spaces for fosters to be at the table with state departments, to be at the Capitol, we see that shift in the way that decision makers are paying attention to fosters and paying attention to the injustices and the inequities that they currently face, and saying, how can we do differently? Tell us how we can help do right by you.
We're getting a voice, which is beautiful. That we're doing a lot of things with that voice, that people are listening to that voice. I've now been able to be a part of a judges conference where we got about 4 to 6 judges from each district in Minnesota together in a conference, and it was me on a panelist of 3 other fosters, and we got to just speak and give them feedback and talk about how their courtroom affects fosters, both to us personally and to the general population of fosters.
When we think of all of the folks who have come together when it comes to trying to address these issues, we have representation on every level. We have judges, we have police officers, social workers, doctors, guardians ad litem, county attorneys. Why would we not have parents, families, and young people who've actually lived it?